All right, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of Revved Up, as we continue not only bringing you, but also getting you to enjoy the motoring experience. This week, we also have quite an interesting car for you. You probably want to wait out for that. Checky is helping you get another type of cars. Yes, a couple of weeks ago, we told you about cars that were below 10 million. We told you about fuel-efficient cars. Now, this week, we're getting you a whole new segment or type of cars. So you probably want to stick around in case you want a new ride in your motorway. And also, we give you those driving tips. Plus, as always, we keep you updated with what is happening in the motoring world. Hey, I'm Andrew Kabuura and welcome to Revved Up.
On this edition of Revved Up, driving with a broken headlight lens is not only dangerous but illegal. Therefore, it's wise to get the lens replaced by a mechanic or do it yourself as soon as possible. Check to see if your headlights are the modern plastic kind. If so, open the hood and find the area above the headlight. Carefully remove the bulbs and wiggle the headlight back and forth out of the mounting bracket. Be careful with both the lens and the bulb, as they can break easily. Now you can install the new lens by repeating this process in reverse order. Stay safe on the road by keeping your headlights in good condition to avoid serious accidents.
All right, so I have a special little announcement to put out there on today's show, and it's to say that we are coming to the end of the segment that is Celebrity Rides. Now, of course, you've enjoyed this very segment, so don't mind. We still shall have the celebrities in a different capacity, something bigger and probably more interesting on the show that is Revved Up as well. So what we decided to do, as we say bye-bye to the segment that is Celebrity Rides, we decided to give you a quick recap of some of the celebrities we've had on the show and what they have said in terms of advice and in terms of their cars as well. Take a look. What do you like about this car? For how long have you had it, and specifically, why did you get this one?
Yeah, I've had the car for a couple years. You know, I had the VX with the huge wheels. You know, I've had the L Grand, which was very sleek, but I felt I needed a car that combined the two.
First of all, this car, it's a Subaru 2003 Subaru Impreza. I ordered it myself online. I looked at it and saw the specifications, and I loved it.
My second homecoming back to Uganda take me in a situation to have a car that would be mobile to reach any corner of Uganda. I'm satisfied. RAV4 has helped me to reach everywhere where I'm supposed to be as a coach.
One of the reasons as to why I love the Prado is because it's raised. Secondly, it's spacious. So if it is to do with my family, I don't have to take on another car.
There are so many cars to choose, you know, but our roads are not simple, but I wanted something that would, you know, work with our roads, and at the same time, I'm still low enough, four-wheel drive, and somehow I just gravitated towards it. Before I knew it, this is like my third Subaru, and I don't think I'm going to be changing.
I wanted a car that's slightly high, that's, you know, big body, comfortable, but also still in my cost, and that made sense because I can hit that car in any part of the village or town and it still doesn't feel the bumps. So I guess that it was comfort, cost, and cool, a bit of swag.
What are those 2-3 things a youngster should look out for before getting a car?
Well, look, a car is not a toy. You know, don't think about it as okay. In a way, it is a grown-up. It's a grown-up's toy.
Yeah.
You know, you got to think: can I afford the car? Can I maintain the car? It's very important.
First of all, get a cheap but reliable car. Cheap and reliable. Hope you can understand. Yes, that means the car you can afford, but it can do
what you want.
Yes, what you want.
So, you know, do something that's affordable for you. something that speaks to you. So I like to get something that's dynamic. I'd always advise someone to get a car that's versatile.
Before you purchase for a car, definitely the budget. You need to consider the budget. Then there's no reason as to why you have to go for something big that is going to cost you. Fuel consumption is another thing somebody should look at.
So first advice that I would give is to take the car that spare parts are available at any corner. And as we see, I don't want to advertise too much, but we know what kind of cars are available, spare parts to have.
Have a budget for the car, but also before you because you can have the money to buy this particular car, but you don't have the money to afford this. You know, there's two different things because you have to maintain the car. It's the more expensive the car, by the way, the more expensive the maintenance. You know, there's the fuel, there's the brakes are having issues. There's, you know, somebody scratched your car and you need to shock. So you need to think about the maintenance. So ask as many questions as you can.
Futuristic vehicles, brought to you by Shell V-Power. Chrome-plated grills of fine glossy finish, plush leather lining every inch of the interior, a digital media receiver. All this is nothing without performance. A great set of wheels is only as good as the engine powering it, and coursing through every great engine are the world's finest motor oils.
It's all about the engine.
Whatever you drive, whatever the condition, we have the right motor oil for your engine. Visit any Shell service station near you and choose the right oil for your engine. Shell Motor Oils, because it's all about the engine.
It's all about the engine.
Take everything you think you know about cars, put it aside for a moment because the crackpots or geniuses at Mercedes are about to blow your mind. While many car brands have sought to go green with their latest models, Mercedes have taken it to an entirely different level. The Mercedes-Benz Biome is not made of steel, carbon, plastic, iron, or any inorganic substance. The Biome is, in fact, a plant. Yes, you heard that correctly. The biome is grown from seed capsules combined with a genetic code, one seed for the exterior, the other for the interior, and 4 for the wheels. What grows is a substance called biofiber, which is lighter than plastic but stronger and more durable than steel. The biofiber is then harvested and made into a car. What could fuel a strange biofiber plant car? Why? Plant juice, of course, or, in scientific terms, Bionectar 4534. There have not been many details released of this strange substance, but supposedly, Mercedes plans to install receptors that can actually harvest bionectar from trees that the biome drives by to recharge it. And if this wasn't a sufficient amount of crazy, the only emission from the biome is pure oxygen. Is such a car what our future actually looks like? Or are the car companies taking the concept of going green a little too far? Whatever the case, Mercedes certainly wins this round of futuristic vehicles for both ingenuity and sheer insanity.
All right, so I've been reading this book. It's written by David Garland. It's about marketing and promoting your business. So I ended up thinking, a couple of years ago, if you wanted to promote or market your business and push out the message, you had to print brochures and deliver them to streets, to offices. Well, these days, there is a smarter, faster, and cheaper way of doing so, and that is social media. Now, our Facebook page is Revved Up Uganda. Do go there, leave your comments, and we shall try to reply to as many as we can. Or better still, you can also see all the videos that have run on NTV on our YouTube channel, that is Revved Up Uganda. And trust me, you will have it faster, cheaper, and, well, smarter as well. All right, so your prayers have been answered. This week we are getting you another whole new type of range and segment of cars. We're getting you the hot deals on SUVs. Yes, that's the sports utility cars. And we're joined by Cheki Uganda. Cheki, of course, is CHEKI. So their website is cheki.co.ug. Now, if you go to their website, they'll get you a couple of options of the most affordable SUVs, the best deals on SUVs as well, the hot deals of vehicles you probably would find slightly cheaper and even in a good condition for you to go and enjoy your own experience. Go right now to the website, that is cheki.co.ug, and look at the hottest deals on SUVs. You see, I've been standing here for approximately a minute for research. I don't know if you've heard about research that takes a minute. Well, we've done research here that takes a minute. And I've just been looking at Kampala's traffic, so trying to find out which car is most popular on these streets. And you see, in our certified research of 1 minute, we've discovered that the Premio is probably the most popular on these roads. And I think it's easy to explain. Maybe it's down to how much you can buy it, the fuel, and the maintenance as well. So it's fair to say the Premio is the car for the masses here. Or you even could say it is the people's car. The only problem is, if we say it is the people's car, a certain group of people in Europe will not be happy because there is something else called the people's car. Which people are those? The Germans. Ladies and gentlemen, the Volkswagen Beetle.
The Volkswagen Beetle is easily one of the most recognizable cars in the world, and for good reason too. It holds the title for the longest running and most manufactured car of a single platform ever made. The first Beetle, or Type 1, was created in 1938. This iconic car is not fast or powerful or particularly swanky. So why has it remained relevant for so many decades? The answer can be found in the translation of Volkswagen, which literally means the people's car. It's incredibly affordable, efficient, and elegant in its simplicity, with easily changeable parts that can be replaced without hassle.
Now, after successfully completing my German classes, I have found out that Volkswagen means people's car, which is exactly what Adolf Hitler wanted. You know who Adolf Hitler is. So back in the 1930s, the boss in Germany said that he wanted a car that all the masses would enjoy, and picked a super designer then called Ferdinand Porsche. The instructions were very clear. First of all, he wanted a car that looked like this, like a Beetle. You see, Adolf Hitler had a history of loving nature, so he decided to pick on a small, little, ugly insect for a car. And this is what exactly they came up with. It's probably the world's most recognizable car, because over 21 million of this very car have been produced. But when he gave the engineer the order, he gave him a couple of instructions. Certain things had to be done for the car, because it was going to be a masses car, a people's car. He wanted a cheap and easy to maintain car. Gave him a couple of instructions as well, and told him the car should seat 5 people, 2 adults and 3 children. Also told him the car must speed up to 100 kilometers an hour. But, and this is where the people's car really comes into effect, the car must not use more than 7 liters for every 100 kilometers. Germany had a new road network, and this is what was produced. Ladies and gentlemen, it might be an ugly insect, but it's a beautiful car. All right, so the man responsible for taking us almost 5 decades back is Mr. Katamjuna Edgar. How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you very, very much for coming to our set.
You're welcome.
Did you manage to drive this here, or did you lift it here?
Oh yeah, I did.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. You're not that old a man. This is a car from 1967. Why on earth would you have this car today?
Well, they're very ordinary, not complicated, easy to use, and very good on fuel. You know, and the suspension is better than these, new ones. I have 4 other Beetles. I have a Combi too, and I use them for weddings, music videos, kwanjulas, birthdays, honeymoons.
So let me just give him a quick advert, a quick Uganda would say quick kalango here on Revved Up. So if you're going for a wedding, if you have a very big video shoot, hey, contact us at Revved Up. We link you up with him. But there's a classic car show coming up, and I cannot think of a better person at the moment that should be at that very show. It's in 3 days. Yes, this Saturday. Are you going for it? And what are your hopes for it?
Well, I hope to win this time with the Combi. This one was there in 2014, and it was number 10. So with the Combi, I hope to come number 1.
All right, so first of all, we need to take a quick look at the inside. Like we've said, most of these old cars, the classic cars, are completely different. They're so basic, you probably would be shocked if you have never stepped in any. Let's go on the inside and see, hey, what was the plan? What was the plan when they were constructing these cars on the inside? Come, let's take a look. Now, I want to take you through what each of these buttons really means, so you can understand what 1967 looked like. For starters, your headlights, your headlamps, these are your lights right here. So how do you do it? You just pull and pull. These days you twist, but you just pull. So let's switch them off. The other side, you've got your hazards. This is your hazards. Most of the folks in Uganda will say double indicators. These are your hazards, so you take them off. It's as simple as that. Now, the car horn, because it's a 1967 car, had some problems, so this doesn't really work. So what Edgar did was to improvise and put a horn here. Listen to this. Hear that? That's the horn right there. Now, air conditioning. Everyone wants to be in jam and have a good time. These cars did not have inbuilt air conditioning, but there's always a way around it. So there you go. The air will be in. If it's hot, if you're going to Kabale and you want it more cold inside, you do that. But let's close it for now. Now, one of the most interesting things about this very car is its radio. How do you play its radio with this basic dashboard right here? It's got a little, it's not even a button. It's like a racing car kind of switch. It's right here. So I'm going to switch on the radio, and you have to listen very carefully if you can understand this. There you go. I don't like the song, and it's not even German. But can you imagine the kind of music they were listening to in this car back in 1967?
This model from 1967 has a 1.3-litre engine that provides 52 horsepower and is paired with a 4-speed manual gearbox. These may seem like unimpressive numbers when compared to some of today's speed machines, but the first Beetles were only allowed to have 25 horsepower, as that was the speed restriction of the time. This two-door, unobtrusive vehicle was designed for the average working family, and it's clear to see that the Volkswagen Beetle fits this description perfectly.
All right, now just to remind you, the Classic Car Show will be on the 30th of July. This car will be there. Revved Up will be there as well. Now, let's talk about this car, and as we try to really conclude its specs, this side is the front, so the engine should be here. But the funny part is, its engine is actually at the back. It's quite hard to open. There you go. It's got an air-cooled 4-cylinder engine, which is 1,300 cc. But Edgar, as we conclude really, isn't it quite funny that its engine is at the back?
Yes, it is very funny. I was at Garden City once, and then the guards, the security guards, those who check, as you get in, thought that, that this is a boot. So one guard came, opened, looked in, came back to me and asked where I'm taking the extra engine.
That's quite interesting. But thank you very much. But we have one more task for him. One more task for him. So, what we decided to do, because it's a very old car, but he claims he's maintained it very well. We have decided to do a race, man against car, me against car. I will not even put on official track costume because it's too slow. It's too slow for me. Ah, man, that was quite an exercise. Look, I think it's only fair to say me and the Beatles finished at the same time. If it's that old and can still run as good as me, as an unfit please keep that word, unfit me, it means that when I grow old, I will not match its power and its speed. And trust me, it will keep that powerful. So even though I'm ashamed, I'm happy I lost such a beast. So bye, good night.
It is truly a beloved classic car, and one that's difficult to find fault with because its quiet charm and simple nature is a breath of fresh air from all the increasingly complex and supercharged cars of this century. It may not be your cup of tea, but the Volkswagen Beetle has earned its spot on the timeline of automobile history and will hopefully continue to grace our streets for many generations to come.
All right, thank you very, very much, folks, for joining us this very week. Hope you've enjoyed the show and also looked at the car and all the other details that we have brought in. And do remember to leave your comments on our Facebook page, that is Revved Up Uganda, or better still, join us on our YouTube channel and watch all the other videos, all the extras, that is Revved Up Uganda. All right, let me go get myself a swimming costume and take a dip into the pool. For now, stay revved up. Goodbye, and see you next week.